So if I'm a new writer and I'm calling you about a consultation, what can I expect? What are some of the first few things you do with my script?
Well, I'm going to read it definitely more than once. I'm going to read it 2 or 3 times. I'm going to give you very detailed page notes, down to even things like line editing or suggesting that you cut this line. I'm obsessive about typos and spelling errors, so I'm probably also going to note those. But very detailed notes, and the main thing that I'm doing is I'm giving you my real-time reactions to your scripts and the questions in my head as I have them at the moment I have them. So I'm going to take your PDF and I'm going to embed notes in the exact moment where I had that question or that confusion, for example. Now, in some cases, I'll have a question like, why is this character talking? I thought he wasn't in the room, right? And then half a page later, that's explained. But I leave in the question because another reader might have that question. And you should know that there was a confusion at the top of that scene, that it wasn't expressed correctly. You didn't show us that Joe Blow was in that scene. So when he started talking, it was confusing to me. So you should know that the next time you rewrite that scene, even though if I was reading fast, the answer to that question would be clear half a page down, but I want it to be clear now. You don't want to confuse the reader.
So these are gut reactions that it's important that you write them down as you read it for the first time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's important that you see, as the writer, you see what reactions a reader's going to have in real time to your script. And then the next element is that follow-up meeting. It's very important to have that dialogue, whether it's Skype or phone or in person, to where you can bounce ideas off me, ideas about rewriting and improving your script, or even you have a new concept that you wanna workshop a little bit, and we'll talk about it. And it just really is a great way to get ideas out and to kind of field test ideas, that one-on-one interaction.
Is this PDF something that you're doing on your own, away from the screenwriter, or are they there in real time?
No, I'm doing it on my own.
Oh,
so I'm acting as a reader. They send me their material and then I read it on my own time.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
Now, if they're coming in from scratch, like let's say they want to write a feature and all they have is an idea or two, or they want to write a pilot and they only have an idea or two, that's going to be more of an ongoing coaching situation. So we might do what I call my 8-week story map masterclass. And I have a structured course with weekly lectures and assignments. And you get your lecture on Tuesday, and then your assignment is due on Monday. So it keeps you on track, it keeps you on schedule. You have those core deadlines, because you're probably like me, you probably procrastinate and you really need that deadline. And I'm going to read your material every single week, no matter what your assignment is, whether it's a story map or whether it's 10 new pages of script. I'm going to read it and I'm going to give you feedback, and then we'll have a Skype and we'll discuss it. So you can develop something completely from scratch with my professional input.
So it's a virtual class, but then you're meeting Skype face-to-face to go over things. Okay,
yeah, and a lot of my clients are from all over the world, so it has to be primarily by email, but then the Skype is great. We get to see each other and talk to each other.
So when you give people notes, what are some of the common hiccups that they come back to you with, either to combat the note or to say, well, I agree, but maybe you missed what I was doing here?
Well, I have one client who is really stubborn. I will say that. I can give her a note, this is on the same draft. She's a coaching client, so I'm coaching her through multiple drafts of something. And she's really stubborn about taking certain notes. And I will tell her, look, this isn't clear. This doesn't make sense. This line totally sticks out. And the next draft, she'll still have that line of dialogue in there. And the next draft, she'll still have it in there. Now, eventually, she usually takes my note and usually trusts me, but she just has that stubborn thing where she wants to do it, her way, the way she did it the first time. But writing is rewriting, and, some things may change, everything may change. And I'm not the final, I'm not the final judge of everything. I'm not representative of the entire industry. I'm just one guy. But it's important to be open to notes, to consider them. to talk about specific ways in which they disagree and try to fight for a note or something like that.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's pretty specific in terms of, you know, how they have trouble accepting a certain line of dialogue that doesn't belong, because I think we see what we're going for and we think that everyone else is going to see it the same way. And so it is difficult for someone to have an outside perspective when we're very emotionally attached to one line or a way the story is going. So
it's tough, and I know that, you know, because I write as well. It's tough to take critique. I applaud anyone who is going to take my critique and take notes, but you have to have a thick skin and you have to be able to take it and decide if you want to use that note and rewrite it in a certain way that I'm suggesting. But I'm only one opinion. I tell this to my clients all the time. I'm one guy. I'm not representative of the whole industry or a sector of the industry. It's up to you if you want to accept or not accept a note that I give you, and it's okay if you don't. You know, it's your baby.
At what point is someone ready for a consultation, and at what point are they not?
Well, they should have written, I would say, at least 2 drafts. You know, don't send me the absolute first draft version of your script. And I think it's if you feel like you're not sure if something is at the level of submission. You know that you want to submit it. You know that you want to send it to a contest or to a professional company, but you're not quite sure if it's at the right level yet, you know? And the flip side of that is maybe it is ready for submission. In that case, I will give you a free referral to somebody that I know in the business. I will pass your script on if it's already of that submission quality. But as you probably know, 99% of the time, it's not ready yet. And that's when I come in and I can really help a writer to really polish it up and get it to that level.